Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Gonna post another video here. Kind of exciting times in wrestling. We have a lot of the conference dual meets going down now in college. Things really ramping up. Across D1, D2, D3. Really all the levels. Teams are getting really tuned in for the stretch run and stuff like that. And high school, same deal. We're heading into conference tournaments, and I've seen a few states had their state dual championships already. I think down in the south and stuff, and we're really getting into the exciting part of the season. But anyway, I wanted to introduce a kid here on the channel that I don't know. I think he might be kind of under the radar a little bit. He's not amongst the top 50 as far as the freshman big boards, but he has some good results here on the season. Um, and we're talking about a kid by the name of Reagan Milheim, I believe is how you pronounce it. He wrestles at 139 pounds. He's has a 31-3 record. And what's cool about this guy is he wrestles for a Warrior Run High School in PA, and he has two other brothers that are on the team as well. His brother Cameron is a sophomore. He's the 41st ranked sophomore on the big board, and then his other brother Caden is a senior, and he's signed to wrestle for American next year. But what kind of intrigues me about this kid is he has those three losses, but the three losses are all to really good competition. A 7-4 loss to Dalton Perry, 3-1 to Maddox Shaw, and 3-1 to Gage Owen. And now all three of these guys are guys that are known nationally as far as they're represented on their respective big boards and stuff like that, and they're committed or signed to D1 colleges and things like that. And kind of what intrigues me is this guy Regan is he's currently ranked 11th in Double A in Pennsylvania based on the PA Power rankings. And kind of what's interesting about that is that you look at these three losses. I mean, I think many times with freshmen, it's kind of a, I don't know really how to say that, it's kind of a confidence builder as you go through the season to compete with good competition and to be in the match throughout, to be competitive and to be right on their heels pretty much. And oftentimes those guys that are right there on their heels through the course of the season as it goes on into the postseason, those are guys that oftentimes that I've seen from following the sport are the ones that can break through at the state tournaments, and then you know that builds confidence, and then with that confidence it just keeps stacking year after year. So again, it's just a freshman. Keep an eye out for with his ties with two other brothers that are also really really skilled wrestlers as well. I mean, I'm sure that'll only help matters with him when he's eligible to be recruited and whatnot. But I just think an interesting kid to keep an eye on here as the postseason postseason will be here before you know it. And I'm interested to see how he does through the postseason. Just I think one of those names that you could see really get more exposure if he performs well, obviously in postseason, and goes to those some of those major tournaments in the off, I guess in what you'd call the off season. Obviously we get more exposure, but just wanted to be kind of a little bit proactive and kind of put this video out before everyone, before it's like a household name like some of these other guys that you hear about quite consistently. But kind of this situation kind of reminds me of a kid who was freshman in Georgia last year, a kid named Dom Bambinelli. You know, he was one of those guys that he was really strong last year in Georgia, and he had, I believe he only had 2 losses on the season last year, and they were both to Caleb Henson. You know, and Henson's at Virginia Tech right now, and he's had a really solid true freshman year. Um, he's going to be competing for All American uh, honors, I would assume. So, and but what we seen with Bambinelli, for example, was, you know, he was a guy that was really solid that freshman year, and then I think, you know, I don't know this for certain, but to see, to see you're competing relatively well and hanging right in there with some of the better guys, not only in your area but nationally. I think that just is can kind of be used as like a springboard. And now you see Bambinelli. I think he was top 10 ranked at a 160 this year, and he's just been having a really good year. And he beat Chris Minnow, kid from Florida that I talked about on this channel before. But anyway, back with regards to this Reagan Milheim, I think just a kid that has some upside, kid that, as far as freshmen go, that I think will be pretty good, and just want to keep an eye out for as we get into the postseason, as I think he can, really outperform his where he's ranked right now. He just hasn't hit the guys in front of him. Obviously, being sophomores or juniors or seniors, which those guys are, they'll have more of a track record at high school level. So I can see why they're ranked ahead of him. But uh, but anyway, just seeing how competitive he is with some top guys already, I think he could really shoot up in the rankings, and maybe make a run at the podium there in the state tournament. So, but anyway, thanks guys for checking out the video. Uh, I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and just looking for guys to talk about that I feel has been kind of overlooked, or maybe maybe are right on the precipice of breaking through, but just maybe not in the top of people's minds right now. But just another name to keep an eye on. And also another thing, if you guys would like to follow me on Twitter, normally I try to be pretty active on Twitter, like with regards to Mat Scouts or Flow Wrestling. Whenever they post their rankings and whatnot, I usually, if I see a example of like someone that I feel has a distinction of should be ranked, I comment on those Twitter postings, and I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but I've seen a few times where I'll make a comment or I guess a reply on Twitter to Flow Wrestling or Mat Scouts, and then by their next set of rankings, the guy that I will have talked about will be in the rankings. So I don't know if that has to do anything with my suggestions or whatnot, but I just think kind of why I do that. It's not just for rankings or whatever, but these guys, I've seen where the coaches, they have a lot of connections with the college coaches, and the college coaches look through the rankings, and they look through these people's posts and things, and they see a lot of I guess what you'd call they have a lot of pull within the community, and so if I'm able to make a reply, maybe a kid that I talk about in the mentions, maybe that'll get another set of eyeballs, or another streamline of communication between different colleges to certain kids, which I think is kind of cool, and it's what I hope to achieve by doing that. But anyway, if you guys liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and if you got any comments for me, leave a comment. Uh, Feel free to email me or add me on Twitter. And thanks guys for the support of the channel, and I look forward to talking to you guys